Next, we will have Analise Toone from Mary Baldwin University. Qui God of Mercy Captain, using language to find new performance opportunities in Aphra Behn's The Rover.
Good morning.
Morning.
Why God of Mercy Captain is Helena's response to Willmore's marriage proposal most readers will find in their copies of The Rover by Aphra Behn. But a closer look at this line reveals a one-letter change, W-H-E. In this presentation, I will argue for the return of this word as a tool for productions of The Rover that look to explore queer theory. The Rover, or the Danish Cavaliers, was written by Aphra Behn, one of England's first professional playwrights, and premiered in 1677, the beginning of the Restoration period. The story follows a roving naval captain, Willmore, and his return to shore. There he meets Hellena, a woman expected to become a nun at the intent of her brother, Don Pedro, hence the hat. The primary plot consists of Hellena and Willmore's relationship as they fall in love. All the while, friendships, relationships, and families are broken and reformed. The play ends with Willmore proposing to Hellena so that they may be inconstant together, signaling their unconventional personalities, and thus their unorthodox relationship. Queer theory exists under many definitions. The Encyclopedia of Postmodernism states that queer theory breaks down binary oppositions such as gay or straight. When looking for queer theory in a text, recognizing the binaries created by the society that it exists in is important. To analyze queer theory in The Rover, we must understand the binaries Behn lays out for us and who will break them. With this setup of breaking binaries, the word gay takes on a new meaning. Behn uses the word gay 18 times, the first being in the dramatis persona, in which Hellena is described as a gay young woman designed for a nun. Behn's likely meaning of the word here and in other places is bright or pleasant. But when looking through a queer theory lens and with the full context of the play, the word gay takes on a new meaning, not of same-sex attraction or happiness, but of going against norms and binaries. With this understanding, we can begin to look at the ways Hellena breaks societal boundaries using the word we. The Oxford English Dictionary defines we as an exclamation that was apparently used for emphasis or to demand attention. A handful of other scholars who have identified this word provide the context of we being a word that was too harsh for a woman's mouth. In most editions, all of these we's are replaced with y. From an editing standpoint, this makes sense. We is an archaic word from the late Middle Ages that would have already been unfamiliar to Aphra Behn's audiences. Why we never made it out of the first few printings is understandable. But with the eyes for queer theory, we becomes a binary that is set up throughout the course of the play, only to be broken by our gay heroine, Hellena. We is used a total of 32 times throughout the play. 28 of those we's are said by a man, while only 5 we's are said by a woman. Willmore and Blunt, a foolish country gentleman, use the word most frequently, but Hellena comes in third place with 4 usages. While it's subjective how each of these we's can be said, most fall into 3 categories: an exclamation, a swear, or defiance. In setting up these categories, an important thing to mention first is that the word is used in Willmore's attempted rape of Florinda, Helena's sister. This is a rather dark and problematic moment in the play that a production must make choices on. The way in which we is used as a swear in this and other scenes is something I hope to do further research into someday, but is not the focus of today's paper. Many characters who use we only once or twice use we in the same way, in a moment of strong emotion. But Hellena is not a one-off user of the word, setting her apart from the only other woman who uses the word. Hellena says we 4 out of 5 times women say the word in the script. The 5th instance is said by Valeria, Helena's cousin, who uses the word in a moment of particular anger and frustration. Though Hellena is not the only female character in Aphra Behn's canon to use we, she is the only one to use we in the same frequency and function as her male counterparts, upending the gender binaries and societal expectations. Now we can dive deep into how Hellena uses we. We will look at 4 usages of the word within the final scene of the play. For this first section, Petra Shearer will play Hellena, and Devlin will be playing Willmore. At this moment, Hellena and Willmore are meeting again after Willmore's run-ins with other women. Hellena is still keen on marrying him, but Willmore is not so ready for marriage.
Egad, child, I was e'en in despair of ever seeing thee again. I was e'en resolved to go abroad and condemn myself to my lone cabin with thoughts of thee.
And could you have left me behind?
Why, 'twould have broke my heart, child. But since we are met again, I defy foul weather to part us. I am harmlessly afraid of being in love, child. And you've not forgotten how severely you have used me.
That's all one. Such usage you must still look for till I have made you love only me in your own defense, because nobody else will love thee.
But hast thou no better quality to recommend thyself by?
Faith, none, Captain. 'Twill be the greater charity to take me for thy mistress. I am alone, child, a kind of orphan lover. And why should I die a maid, and in a captain's hands too? I do not understand.
Egad, I was never clawed away with broadsides from any female before.
As you've just seen, Willmore is the first person to say we in this scene. He uses it in a casual way throughout the course of the play. Willmore's language throughout the play is very distinct, using words such as we, egad, and child. Our actors demonstrated how Helena's lines could be copying or mocking how Willmore speaks. Helena uses this language to elevate her to the same level as Willmore, with the ultimate goal of getting him to marry her. Willmore tells us that this is working, that no woman has given such an argument or an attack, i.e. a broadside to him. Clearly, Helena's verbiage is creating some effect on Willmore. Next, we will see if Helena's tactics worked. Petra will again be Hellena, and Devlin will be Willmore.
Well, I see we are both upon our guards, and I see there is no way to conquer good nature but by yielding. If we part so, let me die, like a bird upon a bough. I adore thy humor and will marry thee, and we are so of one humor it must be a bargain. And now let the blind ones love and fortune do their worst.
We got mercy, Captain!
Hark ye, the bargain is now made. But is it not fit we should know each other's names?
Good reason, Captain. I beseech ye your name.
I am called Robert, the constant.
I am called Hellena, the inconstant.
We got mercy, it works! Willmore and Hellena have agreed to get married. In this proposal, Willmore recognizes that they are one humor, meaning that they are one in the same, their language being an example of that. This is further confirmed by the revealing of their names. Inconstant is how Willmore is frequently described in the first two acts of the play. In Act 3, Hellena delivers the pivotal line to Willmore. We are both of one humor. I am as inconstant as you, for I profess myself the gay, the kind, and the inconstant. In this line, and in the previous section of text, Hellena uses the word inconstant to further align herself with Willmore. Helena's we here is a perfect example of the way many characters use we throughout the play, as an exclamation. But as we've heard, this we was much different from the we's in the previous scene, and the one we will find in our final scene, aka the final we of the play. Devlin will switch from playing Willmore to playing Pedro, Helena's brother, who's intent on her becoming a nun. Petra will remain as Hellena. Others have entered the scene. Willmore and Hellena are not in private anymore.
Ha! Hellena! What's this I hear? What's your business?
Faith, brother, my business is the same with all living creatures of my age. To love and be beloved. And here's the man.
Perfidious maid, thou hast now deceived me too, deceived myself and heaven.
'Tis time enough to make my peace with that. Be you but kind, let me alone with heaven.
And is all your holy intent of becoming a nun debauched into desire of a man?
We? I have considered the matter, brother, and find the 300,000 crowns my uncle left me, and you cannot keep from me, will be better laid out in love than in religion, and turn to as good an account. Let most voices carry it, for heaven or for the captain. Look you, sir, 'tis a clear case.
'Tis a clear case indeed. Before I continue, please Devlin, Petra, as well as Hellena, Shearer, who directed the production of the Rover that inspired this paper. And all the countless S&T faculty, alumni, and who have helped me along this exciting but slightly terrifying adventure. Now to wrap this up. The power we hold in this moment is clear. Hellena uses we in front of her brother, friends, and God, not in the exclamation way. This we is a direct reflection of the we's we saw in the first scene, a casual and purposeful placement. Petra's Hellena makes the choice in that moment to say that she should not, and Devlin's Pedro reacts to this language. We is not a word for a nun, and Hellena uses it as her last defiance to becoming a nun. Hellena owns her gay description in this moment as a rule breaker and binary protester. In this paper, I look to explore queer ideas in the Rover through an analysis of language. We theater makers can begin to make an impact on queer ideas in our society by acknowledging the text, history, and societal standards of the plays we work with. A Hellena that cries we is a Hellena who breaks binaries and gender standards, displaying queerness in the Rover. By finding old definitions in we and new definitions in gay, the Rover can begin to be seen through a queer lens. But this is merely the beginning. There is still a world of wonder in the language of Aphra Behn that I have yet to explore. Thank you.
We now have time for some questions. Again, please raise your hand high. I'm still small and visually impaired. Yes.
Hi, this is a question for Devlin. In the use of fight choreography in order to kind of introduce students to other ideas and such, do you think that this could be used in other categories other than just English and certainly in essay?
Oh, absolutely. If you've got 3 rules, you can slap it out. If you can make comparisons between the two, I think go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I have a question for Ms. Toone. Can you expand a little bit on the performance opportunities provided for an actor playing Hellena and her use of the word we? Can you talk about that a little bit more and how her use of it in the male way allows for broader performance opportunities?
This is something that I'm still working with because I've never gotten a chance to perform this other than with these actors. But I think it does lie a lot within the full context of the play and watching how Willmore uses the word and how Blunt as well, which I've barely talked about Blunt, but he and Willmore use it like 13 times I think each. So I think it really matters in the full context of the play, and it's a little bit hard to stage in this shorter version. But I don't really know yet. I just know that it exists, and I think it could do something with queer theory, and I would love to try it if somebody gives me the chance.
Other questions? Yes.
On that, I have a very surface level understanding of the Rover. You said that we usually gets edited out. Is it edited out just for Hellena? Is it edited out for all of the characters?
It's edited out for everybody.
Okay.
Every we is turned to Y. And I also don't really talk about this, but there are Ys that aren't we's. So it's not like we was like a synonym for Y. There are Ys that are still Y, and then there are we's that have become Ys.
That's really interesting. Yeah.